Mhm. Okay, just hold on, I'm busy, please. So now we are ready. Okay, it's recording now. So tonight we are busy with lesson number. Hey Ryan, how are you? We are busy with lesson number 3, guys. Okay, so tonight's session is all about the 3 myths. Remember, I said to you guys there's about 20 myths in trading, psychology myths that we have to crush in order for us to achieve the success that we want in trading, guys. So now, tonight we are busy with lesson number 3, trading truth number 3. You will often be wrong. What, Marnie, do you mean I'm going to... Wait, I didn't even switch on my camera here, guys. You guys aren't even looking at me. Good evening, Lauren. How are you? So, what do you mean, Marnie? You're telling me that I'm going to be wrong most of the time? Yeah, I'm going to tell you. You're going to be wrong a lot of the time. And just because you're wrong doesn't mean you're going to be unsuccessful. All right. Just means that that's part of trading. Remember, trading is the opposite of the world, guys. Trading does not work the same as the world. Now, so what is trading truth number 3? Well, it's a personal route, guys. So, okay, so the way we break it up is we've got the trading truth, which is you will often be wrong. Now, how is that attached to what personal route is that? Well, it is an identity built around needing to be right. So being wrong about the trade does not mean you are a failure. It simply means the market chose a different outcome. But a lot of the times we when we are wrong, we feel that our identity is being challenged, that we are being attacked. So this is very important. Hello, madam. Right. Oh, let me just click here. So what is our learning objectives for tonight, guys? By the end of this lesson, I want you guys to understand why successful traders are comfortable with being wrong. Discover how the need to always be right affects trading decisions. Learn the difference between being wrong and failing. Building a healthier relationship with losses, and developing a confidence in executing probabilities instead of seeking certainty. Let's jump away. So, guys, I want you to think about this for a moment. Imagine you are flipping a coin. So this is going to be an interactive one. So imagine you are flipping a coin every single time, right? If heads win 60% of the time, would you expect every flip to be heads? Busy. So would you expect, guys, give me their comment. Would you guys expect then? No, it's pop. Would you expect every single one to be heads? Okay, you guys are saying no, okay. Why? Well, of course not, right? Come on. I mean, there is 2 probable outcomes, Martini. I mean, I'm not expecting every single one to win. You know, it's probability, right? So if that is what would happen if you flip a coin, then many traders have a completely opposite reaction, because many traders would expect the trade to win. So if I have a 60% win rate, then everybody's always expecting us to win. Why? Because the losing feels personal to many people. So when people attack you because you are losing, it's because you are representing pain that they are experiencing. So instead of them growing from their losses and realizing that it's part of the journey, no, they rather attack you and say that there's something wrong with you, or that your trading is wrong, or your strategy is wrong, or you don't know the market, or you don't know what you're doing, because in their own personal experience, when they lose, they are a failure. And now you are bringing those emotions to the front. And that is why a lot of the times people attack you, or they're always telling you how wrong you are and their strategy is better than you and they know more than you, because it's all about they are just being a mirror. You are just reflecting what is hurting them. Now, the biggest mistake that traders make is most traders believe if I lose the trade, I failed. Professional traders believe I followed my plan. The probability simply didn't work this time. It's the same with my silver bullet this morning. The wide stop loss, you guys know, I always say to you guys, the wide stop loss has a much higher win rate, right? But it has a much lower profit factor than my level. So was I wrong? No, I wasn't wrong. I just got taken out of my position. It's a stop loss. You see, I understand my statistics. I understand what I'm focusing on. And a stop loss is nothing. A stop loss is part of the process. It's just part of what I need to do to get there. So that one mindset change changed everything for me, because I flipped my losses into part of the process. The only time that I did truly lose money is when I did not either execute my system or I had a system failure. That is the moment where I then realized that things were going wrong. Okay, so being wrong isn't failure, guys. There's a huge difference between being wrong and being a failure. So being wrong and failing is not the same thing, guys. So being wrong means the market moved differently than what I expected. So I saw the setup. Normally it goes my way. Exactly, Ava. Managing expectations is a huge shift. You see there, managing your expectations. Look how great this. Ava, I absolutely love the growth that you are making. You know, I've been watching everything, and you're posting your trades. The growth you are making is phenomenal. I really think, the way I'm seeing you're stepping out, you're gonna make some really good success in your life. So what is failing? Failing in trading is when you are ignoring your trading plan. So now let's take this for a moment. Let's see this for this week so far from you guys. If we have to see between being wrong and failing, okay? So which one are you sitting at? Were you just wrong? Did we hit some stop losses this week? Were you just wrong where it freaking did the opposite of what we expected? Or did you ignore your trading plan? So which side are you sitting? Are you just being wrong, or are you failing? You see, that's a different perception, guys. That's a different way of looking at trading. Because now you're looking and saying, you know what, did I follow this morning when I took the 30 trade challenge trade? Did I fail? No, I hit the stop loss. I didn't fail because I followed the process. Marnie said in the first 30 trades, I must take every single trade. We all expected it to be loser, but you know what? I took the trade because I'm following the process. I'm learning to accept my winners and my losers and not focusing on my P&L as much as the execution. And that is why everything within our program is geared towards sharpening you as a trader from an execution standpoint and not from a P&L, a profit and loss. Because the moment we sort out your execution and we get you to take the trades you're supposed to take, the profit will come. It is an automatic movement. Okay, now where does this come from? Because I think it's such an important thing to understand where this whole thing starts and how to understand yourself a lot better, guys. This is very, very important. Right, so many of us grew up believing that mistakes are bad. From a raise of hands, how many of you guys grew up, school, home, everywhere, that if you made a mistake, you were in shit? You made something wrong, you were in deep doo-doo, right? Okay, so anything that you did, there was an issue about it, Even if you made a small mistake, there was always. So you see, it programmed you growing up that mistakes are bad. Wrong answers means failure. How many of you guys at school, you battled against the teacher because you'd say, listen, I just don't see it this way. And they'll be like, well, if that's the wrong answer. So because you answered wrong and because you answered enough of those things wrong, you're a failure. Neil, that's it. Yes, same at your jobs. That's it. If you don't do what we tell you and you get enough wrongs, you're going to get a bad appraisal. We're either going to fire you or, that's how it works. Good people get everything right. How many of you guys have heard that statement? Only good people get everything right. Think back to school, guys. You were rewarded for the correct answers. You were not rewarded for the input. You were not rewarded for the fact that you went and the effort that you put into it. You were rewarded by what the end result was. Like, okay, you got, even if you worked your ass off in a specific subject that you really battled with and you only got 50%, you were still said, yeah, but you're still just breaking even. When they didn't even recognize the amount of effort that you put in. You put in more effort to get that 50 than the person that got 80, which put in no effort and they just understand. You understand? So that's the difference between trading. That, sorry guys, just hold on. Guys, out, making noise. Out. All right. So you lost marks for mistakes. So you were programmed, your entire schooling, everything, you were programmed that if you make a mistake, you lose. Okay, so now you're going to bring the same thing to trading. So without realizing it, many traders bring that mindset into the market. So when I lose, I'm a failure. When I lose a trade, I'm losing. So that's why when you experience a loss, it's like a douche that hits you because you were programmed to think in this way. We need to reprogram you. We need to change how you see things. We have to undo that trauma and reprogram you to see it in a different way. Wow. Okay, that's deep. Trading doesn't work like school, doesn't work like your work. It doesn't work like the way you grew up, guys. This is not. Trading is the complete opposite. And that is why so many traders are failing, because they are programmed by a system that grades them, and now they're trying to break out of that system. And this is what we call breaking out of the matrix. This is what a lot of people mean when they say, yeah, you're breaking out of the matrix, because technically you guys are trying to do that. You are trying to reframe your thinking. You are trying to reframe the way you see things, and it's not the norm. That's why other people cannot understand why you wake up every single day and take trades and lose money and blow accounts. Is there something wrong with you? You know, why don't you give up on this trading thing? It's just a bunch of bull dust. You are just losing money. You're failing. You're getting all of these things, because that's when your family looks at trading and they're like, yeah, but look how much money you lost. That's the only thing they see. It's like, yeah, look at all these red trades. Yeah, you lost a lot of money this month. Not understanding that it's a game of probabilities. Yeah, but I won also. Yeah, but you won a lot less than you lost. So, you know, you suck at this thing. Because they have a different framework, guys. You are creating something new. That's why it's difficult. That's why it's painful for you, right? Imagine now, so think about school, guys. School teaches one correct answer. There's only one correct answer, right? When you answered, when you did your test, there wasn't 2 or 3 or 4 right answers that you could give that and say, think about this and then think which one of these, you know, there was one correct answer. You either got it right or you got it wrong. So think about it. They will give you 4 answers, right? They'll give you 4 potential answers, but only one of them will be right. Absolutely, guys. Only one of them are right. So you better know which one is right. The others are not right. So they're constantly programming you. You got to get it right. You got to get it right. You got to get it right. So what does trading teach? There's multiple possibilities. There's unlimited possibilities, depending on how you would like to apply it. And now you're coming from a framework of structure and being hard, and now you've got to function within this, and you are failing at it because you are trying to go against a programming that was put in your brain. So school rewards certainty, trading rewards probability. Let me say that again, guys. School rewarded you for certainty. Trading is rewarding you for probability. So trading is saying, hey, you don't have to get it right. As a matter of fact, you can freaking get it right only 40% of the time. But when you get it right a lot bigger than when you get it wrong. So now it's the opposite, because in your brain, if you got 40% on a test, you are failing. You're a loser. In your performance appraisal at work, if you got 40%, you're a cock employee. They want to get rid of you. So everything in your mind right now, everything that is around you, every system that you are in, trading is the opposite. So now you're thinking, what the fudge? That doesn't make sense, because every other framework is shouting at you, no, you're going to lose. So you need to undo all of these frameworks. Now, school punishes mistakes. Trading expects them. Let me say that again, guys. School punished your mistakes. When you failed a subject, you were punished. But trading is already saying, hey, you can be a failure. It's fine. And just because you're a failure, you're gonna. And this is why so many traders that become highly successful are idiots. and I don't mean it in a negative way. Please don't, but that's you, because that you look at this person and you're like, how did this person become a successful trader? Yeah, this person hasn't got any degree. He's not even finished school. This person is like absolutely, yeah, on the others. How the hell how did this person become a success? And this is why people like TJR and all these guys on the internet, why they're luring everybody in, and how did he become successful? Because you look at him, you're like, this guy's not smarter than me. This person's not more intelligent than me. Yes, mostly school dropouts, guys, people that couldn't fit into the box. I was one of them. Although I did really good in school, I always questioned my teachers. I didn't believe in the stuff they were teaching. I was always opposed to everything. I was labeled as the black sheep of the family. Marnie, why do you always have to go and argue about everything? But it doesn't make sense. I didn't just argue in my schooling. I argued in my university, and then I argued in my church, and then I argued in everything, and then nobody likes me. Exactly, Neil. That is exactly what I did. And that is why I succeeded in trading, because trading doesn't care. Trading is the opposite. And that's why I'm such a huge success in trading, because I've gone the opposite direction. I've decided to move myself in a direction that allows me, the more questions I actually ask in trading, the more I delve in, the more I make rewards. Because trading is the only thing in this world where the probabilities are stacked in your favor, as long as you can follow the process. Oh, yeah, Ava, high five, guys, to all the black sheep. I'm one of them as well. So what happens when you need to be right? We need to understand our brains, guys. Before we can reprogram, we've got to understand. Oh, there's Lauren. She's also a black sheep. So we're now 3 already. So, what happens when you need to be right, guys? So you might, right? So now think about it. Your mindset is saying to you, you need to be right. I need to be right. I need to be right. I need to be right. Yes, check there, guys. You see, all of you guys are black sheep. That's why you guys are sitting here. And you're like, I'm not going to give up on this trading thing, because, yeah, there's a different way of thinking about things, guys. So check there. There's number 5. I think all of us eventually, yeah, we're the black sheep jet, guys, because that's the way we are. No, Danielle, don't. No. So now in your mind, when you enter a trade, right, this is the program that is playing in your mind, right? This is the program. It says to you, I have to be right. 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 That's all you're hearing in the back of your mind. You're not thinking about it, but that's what it says. So then what happens? That's why you move your stop loss. That's why you refuse to close a losing trade. Yes, see, guys, black sheep, guys, being a black sheep in the family that's why you guys are here. This is the calling of the misfits, the losers, as the world calls us, because we just see things differently. We don't just accept what is given to us. We can see things beyond the normal programming. So it's not by chance that you're sitting here tonight. That's why I opened up the founders group, because I knew I was going to attract those black sheep, those people that understand that there's something different. I want something different. And unfortunately for us as the black sheep, we cannot work for anybody, guys. We cannot be involved with any other type of thing. We have to work for ourselves. We have to create our own money, because we are against the system. And here's the thing, what a lot of people don't understand with people like us is we hurt ourselves when we enter that system, guys. When you enter that system where other people just blindly follow, you hurt yourself, because that you now need to take your personality, everything that you are, split it into pieces. And that's why every single day feels like it's the end of the world for you, because you have to go through this process of breaking yourself apart, because you got to fit in, you got to be part of this, and you got to, exactly, guys, you will never thrive in that place. You will literally, and the reason why I'm so set upon this is because my own mother, she went into a corporate job, and she had so much potential, guys. And I always said my mother was extremely intelligent. She should have written at least about 30 books, 50 books. That's how intelligent. She was such a phenomenal woman. But because she stayed in a corporate job, she eventually died with all of that potential inside of her, because she believed, I have to fit in the box. But her sacrifice, guys, was not in vain, because I then looked at that and realized That's not what I want. So although she did that, her sacrifice to the future generation of us and after me will make different decisions, because we realized this is not this is not what needs to happen, guys. And this is why I'm on this journey and why I'm helping other people to follow along and say, listen, maybe we're just a handful. It doesn't matter. Let's just do something different. Now, so if you move your stop loss, if you refuse to close a losing trade, if you average into losing positions, if you ignore your trading rules, if you blame the market, if you hold trades too long and you revenge trade, it is not because there's something wrong with you. Guys, please understand it. It's not because it's something wrong with you. It is a historical program that is playing out in your mind. And that exact sentence is, I must. No, it's not. Vivi, it's not your ego. You think it's ego. It's not your ego. I also thought for a long time, yeah, but I'm just being, no, it's not. It's not your ego. It is an old program that is telling you you have to be right. If you're not right, you are wrong. And if you're wrong, you are stupid. And because you're stupid, you'll never make it. See, Vivi, you need to change that. It's an old program. You need to identify. The moment you want to move your stop loss, you must stop yourself to say, no. This is my past speaking. This is my past speaking. The moment that you are looking at this trade, you're like, let me just move my stop loss. So that, exactly. Dushan, you need to now sit for a moment and remember that it is it's got nothing to do with your ego. It's got nothing to do with your capacity. It's got everything to do with an old programming. Because I have to be right. If I'm not right, then I'm wrong. And if I'm wrong, I'm stupid. I'm an idiot and I'll never make it. How many of you guys hear that story over and over and over and over? So it's not because of a strategy, guys. It's because your ego is trying to protect itself. And that ego is not your own. There's a good and there's a bad ego, guys. There's a time when you have to be egotistic to protect. So let's also delve into that for a quick second. Is there's a good and there's a bad ego, guys? Because a lot of times we are taught, no, ego is bad. No, there's a good ego, because there's a time when you need to pull your ego and say, listen, I'm not going to tolerate this. No, this is beyond it. No, thank you. I don't want it. So someone comes and says, oh, buy this great strategy. No, thank you. You're going to put, no, my strategy works perfectly fine. That's when your ego is going to step in and be like, hey, no, thank you. I don't want it. But then there's another time where you have the bad ego. And that's the ego. That ego was created by an old framework. It is an old system that is playing over. Okay. And then what happens? That ego causes you to shrink. Because guess what? At school, you were phenomenal. When you grew up, you were a big thinker. You had all these things and you just see things different. And what did everybody tell you? Stop with your daydreams. You're so, it's never going to happen. Just do what you're told and follow the system. But in you had all these. So that is now when you shrink, guys. Now they taught you every single time that you try to expand, they would shrink you with their words. And then you try to expand and they would shrink you with your words. So you have to now come to a point where you say, listen, enough is enough. If I do, so if you do any of these things, guys, right now, it's an old framework. So I want you to stop yourself and say, no. This is something I need to stop, because this is my past screaming back at me. So what is the ego trap? Your ego, your negative, destructive ego that was created through programming will say to you, I can't be wrong. That's it. You must be put back into your box and fit into the world. So remember that negative, that destructive ego that they built inside of you. Remember, they wanted to condition you to fit into a box, right? It says to you, you can't be wrong. If you're wrong, you're going to be punished. Remember, if you're wrong, we're going to punish you. Then what is professional? How do we see, guys? How do we see as a professional trader? We say, I can be wrong many times and still be profitable. And I think you guys are seeing it with me. Guys, you can see it. There's the 30 trade challenge. If you go back into my statistics, you're going to look at me like, yeah, Marnie's win rate is 46 to 48%. Yeah, more than 52% of the time she loses trades, but yet I'm still profitable. I'm still making money. How the hell does that work? Because it's against. You see, trading is the fair platform. Trading is where you are not rewarded for effort, intelligence, or input. You are rewarded for consistent execution. That's what you are rewarded for. And that is what we need to take you from that point of, I cannot be wrong. We need to take you to the point where you say, even if I'm wrong, I'm still profitable, because I know in the long run, if I take enough trades, then it's going to work. And now you guys understand why I sent you the Corin Fu thing on the group before we started this thing, because Corin Fu spoke exactly about it. But she said, you guys are focusing on the losing trades, but you're not looking at the quarter. You're not looking at half of your year. You're not zooming back in to say, okay, no, this thing is working. No, you're taking 20 trades, or you're taking 10 trades, and like, no, this thing is not working, because you're focusing on the winners and losers. Well, you need to step back and say, no, as a profitable, successful trader, I don't look at things from day to day. I step back and I look at the global picture, and then I say, oh, well, this thing actually works. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys the casino example, and now I'm going to give the casino example, and everyone's like, yo, trading, I thought trading was gambling. Okay. So a casino doesn't panic when someone wins. Have you ever seen a casino that closes the door? Someone just won a jackpot, and then they're like, oh, no, shut the door. No, let everybody get out. They never do that. Why? How is it that a casino can always pay all these people, all these amazing stuff? Because it understands probabilities. Now, this is the negative probabilities I'm about to teach you, but it's the same method, okay? We are just using the casino's method against them in the market, because it knows that over hundreds of games, its edge plays out. So it's like going to the roulette table. So I personally love the roulette table, and the reason why I like the roulette table is because the odds are stacked in my favor. So if you once you become profitable and you understand statistics, like we're going to go through the whole course and everything we're going to teach you, by the end of it, you're going to look at them like, yo, I understood casinos completely wrong. Casinos there's certain things like the slot machines, they are rigged against you. The probabilities are in the favor of the casino. That's just how it is. Those mathematic algorithms, they are completely, it's all about luck when it comes to the machines. There's certain things that you can maybe shift to, but most of the games that are in your favor is the table games, the roulette, the blackjack. Those things are kind of like in your favor. Now, what the casino knows is we need enough people to show up every single day and play this game for our edge to play out. Okay, that's how they know. That's why. If you go look at any casino, I'm going to ask you guys, what is the overwhelming things that you see when you go to a casino floor? Is it the roulette side? Is that the biggest side? What is the biggest entertainment area within a casino? What is the thing that they want everybody to participate in? Slots, absolutely. Well done, Lauren. Yes, guys. Absolutely. The whole thing. Those machines are geared, guys, to one thing and one thing only. It's showing you jackpots. It's showing you because they know. That's it, guys. Absolutely. The slot machines is where the money is made in a casino. That's why there's an overwhelming amount of them inside of a casino, because they know that is where their edge is. So their edge is, if we get at least 10,000 people coming through these slot machines a day, we are making 10 times more than what we're going to pay one of them. Now you're going to use the same thing as a professional trader. Okay, so you're going to use the same. So the same law, the same theory, mathematical theory that the casino is using, you are going to now use in trading in your favor. Right? Because professional traders think exactly the same way. One trade means nothing. One slot machine means nothing. See? So think of one slot machine as one trade taken. Hundreds of well-executed trades means everything. Absolutely, guys. They are there to entertain you. because they know the longer they keep you there, the more you are going to be lured into these things, guys. And you are now going to use that same thing. So what happens? The longer you look at your charts and the longer you see your all this, what happens? Now you guys know why we take one trade on the 20 EMA. We wake up at 6 a.m. We take our trade. We shut our chart down. Because the longer we are participating in the market, the more we are getting lured. Is it starting to make sense? You guys see now? See? That's why. That's why the brokers. That's it, guys. Neil, it's all about putting everything in your favor because they know the market, your broker, the prop firm, everybody knows. The longer I get them to look at their chart, the more I offer them all these amazing things, and the longer I keep them here, they're gonna step into my trap. Because what is the trap that's going to act? That's it, guys. The same law that the casino is using, the market is using against you. Now you need to become smart enough to realize I'm not falling for this stuff anymore. I'm not going to step into this trap anymore. I'm going to step back and say, listen, when my strategy, that's now you guys know why I have a specific time that I trade. And I don't look at the charts in between that because then the FOMO sets in and all these other things comes with it. That's it, Ryan. That is it. Same thing, guys. Exactly the same thing. That's why prop firms. Why do you think prop firms exist? Well, prop firms are not paying us. No, because they know the game of probabilities, guys. The prop firms is using the exact same system against you. But when you become a profitable trader and you learn to allow your edge, time, and everything to play out, then you become the biggest asset to any prop firm or any broker. Then they want to take good care of you because now they realize, yeah, this trader is actually pretty good. This person's making money. This person is the opposite. So that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the diamond in the rough, guys. Because there's many people coming through, but there's only one or two of them that actually gets it. That's it, guys. Armando, it is the truth, guys. The longer you trade, the more you look at these things, the more you'll get sucked into it, and the more you're going to lose money long term. I have one of the guys here. He's like, no, I'm not even trading anymore. I take the 3-trade challenge trade in the morning, 1 trade a day, and I'm out of the charts. I will not touch my charts. I'm putting them down. He's like, he looks at everybody else. He's like, why is everybody else looking for so many opportunities? I'm like, hey, they're still learning. They're still learning. Give them a moment, they're still learning. It's like, yeah, but you just take one. And guess what? That one trade on the 20 MA is having so much more success for him because now he's realized I'm no longer going to play according to the casino rules. It's now my rules. I'm going to use their rules against them. Okay, and that is why I always say that trading is very similar to gambling. The same chemical processes, everything happens inside of it, but you have to learn to control it. And the moment that you're getting control of it, all these other things fail. All of these things that are supposed to keep you unprofitable disappears and you become an overnight success. And everyone's like, how did you become such a great trader? I just learned to stop doing what 99% of the traders actually do. So confidence isn't always about being right. Confidence in saying, I trust my system. The silver bullet. I trust the indicator to give me the opportunities. I don't know which opportunity is going to win or lose, but I'm going to take every single opportunity because I know if I take enough opportunities, the probabilities will be stacked in my favor. Okay, now you might ask yourself, but Marnie? Yes, Colleen, absolutely. 1 trade a month, guys. So now the question comes in. But Marnie, how do I know that a strategy is stacked in my favor? Well, it always comes down to the risk to reward, guys. The higher the risk to reward, the lower the win rate, and the more you can trust in the strategy. Okay, so this is how I know before I even backtest the strategy that it is actually going to work is when I look at the risk to reward. Now, you guys understand why I use the FIB? Because the FIB puts the risk to reward success in my corner. This is what's been my success, guys, is not the fact that I'm fibbing certain things. The FIB, it's because the FIB, when I get it right, when my FIB works out, the probability and the size of probability in my favor is 5 times the size as what I would lose. And that is why I'm able to consistently see success, is because I have stacked the favors in my corner. Okay, so the important part is confidence comes when you can say to yourself, I trust my system even after loss. I remember last year we had 7 trades in a row. The guys in the 30 trade challenge, they were saying to me, Marnie, this thing is fading. I'm like, no, guys, we're not fading. Just many of them gave up. Like, no, this is a bunch of bull dust, and they all left. Me and a couple of people like, no, I took the next trade. It was a win. Guys, we went on from that 7 trade losing streak. We went on to recovering that account in 2 weeks. I think we had like 4 winners, 1 loser, 4 winners, 1 loser, 4 winners, 1 loser. Right after that. And everybody gave up because they saw 7 trades in a row. And it completely shocked them into a point where they couldn't take the next trade. And then they cut themselves out of all of that profit because their emotions took control of them. So real confidence isn't built by winning. It's built by continuing to execute after losing. That is what makes success, guys. Let me just click here. So let's take a moment to reflect, guys. Ask yourself now this honestly. Do you take losses personally? Do they reflect your capacity, your capabilities? Are they the defining moment of whether you're good or bad? Okay, Lauren says, yeah, I had anxiety because I was heart was racing because I was afraid I would be wrong. I kept repeating, see the setup and the trade. Well done, Lauren. It's about stepping into the fear. It's about knowing it. Okay, you see, Armando, well done. Well done in being honest with yourself. Do you feel embarrassed when you're wrong? Well, I mean, I'm giving everybody permission to be wrong on TikTok. And the reason why I'm doing it live on TikTok and allowing people to ridicule me and allowing people to call me all kinds of names, guys, is because I want to give you permission to look like an idiot in front of everybody. But there's one thing that none of them know. It's something that I have learned over time and doing this long enough that although they think it's embarrassing. Oh, look at Marnie, she hits another stop loss. Oh my gosh, she's such a pathetic trader. It's because I know something they don't know. I know that the probabilities are stacked in my corner. Okay. So the way that you become long-term profitable is when you know it's more about execution than outcome. I just got to keep taking enough trades, guys. I only have 220 trades on the 20 EMA. When you guys finish off this year, right? Guys, when you finish off the 20 EMA, the 20 EMA strategy this year, you're going to look at your money and you're going to realize, in that moment, you're going to realize, you know what? This is exactly what Marnie was telling us the whole time. Next year, we only have 200 trading days, guys. We only have 200 trading days. On the 20 EMA, there's only 200 trading days. So what happens if we only trade 50 of them? Not because of the strategy or the advancements, but you only execute 50 of them because the other times you are scared and you don't execute. Then you're going to look at your trading and be like, I'm going to look at this and be like, what the fudge? So if I only get to execute 80 of these trades, technically then I'm losing because now I've stacked probability against me. Because if this system gives me 200 trades a year, and I know, okay, I can filter out about 20 or 30 of them because Wednesdays is really bad. So, so it's about stacking it in your favor. And then when you do it long enough, you see results. So next year, you're going to look at yourself differently on the strategy where you're going to say, you know what, it's more about the execution. So can I execute every single trade properly for next year? Okay, so that's the difference, guys. Now, do you avoid? Are you wrong? Is there moments where the trade goes against you and you don't want to close it out? let's give an example of the fib. Okay, you put the stop loss and then you see the price coming back and you're like, oh, let me move it to the wide stop loss because just now it hits my stop loss. Well, let me move it to the, and let me do it. And how long are you going to keep moving it? And it's because you're trying to avoid that pain. You're trying to avoid you being wrong. Okay, you have to let go of that, guys. Okay, do you guys now see it? Because I need you to reframe. A loss doesn't mean that you're losing. A loss is part of the system, guys. It is part of the process. You're going to have winners and you're going to have losers. But I can guarantee you that your winners are going to be bigger than your losers. Okay. Where are we now? So we need to rewrite your beliefs. We need to take an old belief from I must win to creating the old belief to a new belief, which is I must execute. That's the difference now. So you need to reframe. The moment that you feel like you want to change something in your trade, you must say to yourself, no, this is my old belief. I'm not here to win or to lose. I'm here to execute or not execute. That's it, Ryan. That is it, guys. It's about learning to execute. Did I execute properly? Yes. Okay, what else can I do? Nothing. The rest is set in the rules of probability. So we need to write the old belief of saying losing means failure. And we have to create a new belief that says breaking my rules is failure. When I break my rules, I am failing at my trading, not having a losing trade. We have to rewrite the old belief that says I need to be right. And we need to create a new belief that says I need to be disciplined. I need to wake up at 6 a.m., take the trade. I need to get there behind the charts at 2 p.m., look for a trade. If it's there, I take it. If it's not there, I move on. Okay. So here is your daily challenge for next week. So for the next 10 trades, okay, guys, don't judge yourself by profit. Okay. I want you to judge yourself by one question. Did I follow my plan? So now, whichever trade you're going to decide to do tomorrow, when you do your 30 trade challenge trade, once the trade plays out, I want you to write in the group, did I follow my plan or did I not? That's it. Start with one trade and then do it 2. So out of the 10 trades, let's say you do 20 trades and only 10 of them you got to actually feeling that way. Keep doing it every single day. Grade yourself by following your plan instead of winning or losing. If yes, it was a successful trade. Okay? So if you followed your plan, you traded successfully today, not based on the outcome. And if I can almost guarantee you, if you stop writing down your P&L and you start grading yourself with, did I follow my plan? Did I not follow my plan? And you just measure that. And that's all you look at for the next 30 trades. Until the end of the 30 trade challenge, you're going to turn around and be like, how did this money appear in my account? Because you graded yourself according to execution or not outcome. So you're going to move trades a lot less. You're going to make a lot less mistakes because it's more about executing rather than the outcome, guys. So what is our key takeaways for tonight, guys? Losses are normal. Being wrong is expected. I'm expecting you to get it wrong. That's why when you send me a trade, you're like, oh, Marie, my trade, I analyze it and I hit stop loss. Good. You have to hit stop loss. There has to be losers. Otherwise, there's something wrong. Probabilities matter more than predictions, guys. I told the guys today, my crystal ball is out for service. It's not working. They're trying to repair it because I'm not here to predict the market. I'm here to work with probabilities, guys. Discipline matters more than being right. And confidence comes from consistency. Good, Franco. With the 20 guys, the 20 EMA has got so much stats behind it. That's good, Franco. Focus only on that. Don't go into your chart. Let it go. Let it go, guys. Good. Look at Armando. He says, I place it and then I sleep. That's awesome. So, guys, here's my final thought before we finish off tonight, guys. Is professionals don't aim to be right. They aim to be consistent. If you're trying to prove yourself to other people and you're trying to prove that you're always right, you're going to put so much more pressure back onto yourself and onto your trading account that you are setting yourself up for failure. I promise you this, guys. You know, people put $100 into account and then they want to flip it to $1,000 in 3 weeks it's too much pressure on you and it's too much pressure on the account. And if you put too much pressure on you or too much pressure on the account, either both of them or one of them are going to fail. And that is why trading has one of the highest suicide rates, has one of the highest substance abuse rates, guys, because people are constantly trying to prove that they are right instead of just understanding that they have to be consistent. Consistency is a lot better. It's the same as lifting a heavy weight. If you lift the same weight for a whole year, every single day showing up, lifting it, and you lift that weight until you cannot lift it anymore, are you going to build big muscles? Yes. In the beginning, you're only going to be able to lift it 3 times. By the end of the year, you might lift it 500 times. So what happened? The only thing that happened is you consistently did something long enough to see the results for it, guys. And that's why you'll see most successful traders, they have a routine for health, they have a routine for money, and they have a routine for their mind. Why? Because they understand, what does exercise, gymming, and moving your body, what does it teach you? It teaches you consistency. Nobody got a six-pack lying on the couch, guys. Nobody built a nice body sitting on the couch. Nobody did that, guys. You got to wake up. And the reason why they do it, why they lose weight, get in shape, and all of that, is because it reaffirms the belief that execution is better than being right. That's why I go to the gym, guys. That's why I lift. Today, I went to the gym. I was deadlifting, and I normally deadlift up to about 180 kilograms. Today, I put the 170 on my shoulders, and I came down for the squat, and my legs did not push back up. But what was there, guys? And this is one of the exercises I love, squats, is because when I squat, I have safety bars. What is the job of the safety bars? Is that when my legs go down and the weight comes down on me and I cannot handle the weight, the safety bars protect me, because all I have to do is go and sit on my bum and the stop loss will engage and it will catch the bar. That's it, guys. Thank you so much, Marina. I do powerlifting, guys, so we lift very, very heavy. But you guys see, by doing an exercise like squatting, it has taught me the same things in trading. Because if you're going to squat and you don't have safety bars, ouch, you're going to destroy yourself. You're going to injure yourself. And that is when your account blows. It's the same thing as blowing your account. Yes, guys, I squat with a stop loss. Oh, cool, Marina, you're a CrossFitter. Cool, man. So when I squat with a stop loss, guys, because there's nobody behind me holding it, I need to have those bars up there. So the moment that I cannot come back up, I need to put that weight onto the stop loss. And I fail. Why in the gym do they celebrate when you go to failure? But then when you come to trading, if you hit stop losses, they all laugh at you. See, guys, it's because their mindset, they don't understand how things function. And that's why you will see, if someone starts in the gym, they get in shape, they become, the next thing, they make all this massive amount of money. And you're like, but why is there a correlation between these two? Because the only thing that the gym taught them is consistency is more important than anything else. It's about showing up every single day, being there, taking the opportunities that presents itself, guys. And that is the part that I want you guys to take away from tonight. All right. So, guys, that is the end of our session for tonight. Okay. So, yes, Ava, there you go. Look at Ava now. Look at it. Now I've sparked the juices, guys. Guys, this is the reason why, it's a lot of the times people are like, yeah, but why are people that in the gym, they're